Yo, 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 what up, though? Welcome to another episode of the usual Him Spec. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2026. And this is going to be, even though it wasn't the first recorded episode of the usual Him Spec that I've made since around February 17th, 16th, somewhere around then. It's been a nice little while. So let me go ahead and get right into it. This is my call. This is my call for the professional Chaz Lanier to take minutes from Ron Holland and really give a chance to give Ron Holland a chance to see what a jump shot looks like. Get Chaz Lanier, the rookie, in there. Also, I feel like it could, serve as a let's change something up to see how it looks going into the final 20 or so games into the season, left in the season, and for him to get some valuable minutes outside of garbage time while it is that we kind of retool, find a gear to shift into with these last 20 games. Don't want to go super hard out, right? Because we don't want to, injure the engines, right? At the same time, we want to stay competitive, but one dog for sure that should be hungry and ready to eat, well-versed into experience from the G League and just sitting on the bench watching other guys do their thing in the game is Chaz Lanier. I feel like even though we may lose a little bit defensively, what Ron Holland brings on the court, we'll make up with effort defensively and the offense that Chaz Lanier will represent as a shooter. I feel like it would be a tis for tat, a vis-a-vis type of effect on the court. And even though it may not be the, suffocating man on ball perimeter defense that Ron Holland brings, especially full court, even if Chaz does pick up, it might cause an errant pass or I need to get out of this situation type of pass, or if nothing else, him forcing the action one way and the help side can get there. He'll be a type of guy that could probably get into the recovery drill and rotate properly, get a hand up on the contest, get out in the lane and catch and shoot, right? As opposed to just having to depend on attacking the basket, even though he will be able to attack the basket, in my opinion. Let's get him some experience going into these final 20 or so games leading into the playoffs. And who knows, it may be a little slippage. It seems like it's a little slippage now, but I feel like that's just a little fatigue setting in. And honestly, if I'm being transparent, I have aspirations as the number one. I don't have aspirations as the number one that gets shipped away out of the playoffs in the second round or the first round or the third round. I'd rather be a 3 seed, 4 seed that makes it to the conference finals or the actual finals, right? Because we did what we needed to do roster-wise. We took care of our business off the court, and then we stepped on the court and took care of business because that was the only thing that was left. So this is my call for the professional. This is my call for the professional to take minutes from Ron Holland. Not a knock on Ron Holland's game at all. It really isn't. I promise you it's not. I feel like what needs to happen, though, is a step back and look into what's going on as far as what has happened so far this season, because he is still a young guy. He's a young guy. Let's not break the young guy and have him look at and really study what he's been doing on the court. Even though he's been able to handle business defensively, there's another step that you can take, and it's very close to you taking it. Don't get too caught up in being busy with contributing to the team. Let's get you to step back and take a look at it so you can adopt it and then implement it into your game on the court, and we can benefit as an entire team, because I adore Ron Holland's game defensively. there's something to be desired offensively. I feel like it's already there. It's just that the rhythm to catch it in the lineup where he comes in and what he does, the rhythm isn't there for him to really catch it. And the experience isn't there for him to know how to catch it. So let's get you to step back a little bit. There's a rook that we can put in there. And y'all both utilize that time wisely to up your game, contribute to the team, and really be a part of this run that we're about to make. So this is my call for, also for Sasser to be utilized in matchups. Like, we got Jenkins out there when it comes to, like, especially against Philly. Those guards are pretty fast. They're pretty quick. I feel like Sass is good enough offensively to be out there at times, so to have him in matchups, maybe not starting the game, maybe not first sub package, but that second sub package to get out there and really start harassing those guys defensively, knowing that he's not going to be a slag on offense. I could see maybe a solid 8 to 12 minutes for real. Third rotation or a third sub package group. 8 to 12 minutes solid of just straight harassing those guys. And at a bit, maybe around that third quarter, throwing their game off a little bit, because here's this extra bit of like oomph that's coming for them as far as that matchup, just specifically with Philly. I feel like that's one of the examples. Where's Sexton at right now? Washington would be another one, but where's Sexton at? Wherever Sexton is, if we play Utah again, I got to look at the schedule again. That, you know, it's utilizing guys in matchup time now. And we got a bit of a window to see how this thing is going to work. I know how we're setting our rotation and how it is. It's not healthy to really experiment. Right now, the league has us figured out. We have to figure out our next gear. And it's going to come with the guys that we have. Let's figure that out. It's not, it's not a negative thing. Some of the top teams this season have gone kind of through that. We got to figure out our next gear type of thing before we really rev back up. Like, let's hit the pit and let the pit crew do its work. And then they got right back at it. For example, the Knicks, after they won the Emirates Cup, right? OKC, when San Antonio took them out of their 24-1 mode. Let's see, who else? There's been a couple of teams that I feel like LA was doing pretty good early, and then injuries hit them. But it was kind of the injury bug with them. But it's happened to a few teams, that's the point. So let's make sure that we, pull into the pit, do we have to, and SAS get utilized in matchups where that quickness is a factor. And maybe in the later sub packages, maybe not taking minutes from Jenkins, but splitting minutes with Jenkins later in the game, right? And for Chaz Lanier to start taking minutes from Ron Holland, but straight up like taking minutes to give Ron Holland a chance to see how to up his game, because the playoffs are coming around. Anything else I'll post later. There's nothing that comes to mind right now. TB, or anything else that comes to mind, right? I don't know what's up with this shot, right? TB shot. It seems like something needs to happen, but Chaz Lanier is the call. Also, Sasser is the call. That's just my humble opinion. And I'll holler at you all later. Deuces.